Welcome, and this is Carol Vinci. This session is for people who know we are ADD or ADHD, people who fear they are ADD or ADHD, for people who, by choice or chance, live and work with people who exhibit the symptoms of ADD and ADHD. Today's session is about ADD and ADHD myths. I could have spent the entire 30-day program talking about the commonly accepted myths that revolve around ADD or ADHD. Instead, I have selected the one that I believe has the biggest negative impact on girls and women. First of all, let me provide some definitions. ADD, attention deficit disorder. It's my experience that some people don't recognize the acronyms. ADHD, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. I use both terms because, as a colleague of mine stated, if you had only spoken about ADHD, I would not have paid any attention to your work. ADHD is my brother. She didn't exhibit any of the hyperactivity symptoms that were obviously very present with her sibling, her male sibling. Little boys get all the attention in the early school days because they are very disruptive. My turn, my turn. The teachers it was required, demanded that they focus on getting those youngsters to calm down and not disrupt other classmates. Their reserved, daydreaming female classmates are ignored, appearing to be better, serious students who do not need any additional help. This is a myth. The concept of growing out of the condition is also a myth. They simply learn to conform to more acceptable adult behavior. The hyperactivity is exhibited in many other ways. In one of the earlier sessions, I spoke about the 13-year shorter lifespan that many men with ADHD have, as studies have proven, because of their hyperactivity, their risk-taking, their impulsivity. And an attention deficit is actually not true. It is the absolute reverse. Our attention span, when we are interested in something, is compulsive. It's hard for us to take our attention away from something that has intrigued us. But once the challenge is gone, we lose interest. So there are many incomplete projects, businesses, honey-do list things that just get 80% done to the frustration of the household. And we do not respond to other people's priority. What's important to us may have no relationship to what is needed in our jobs, in our home lives, in our relationships. Here is something that is startling. Only 40% of teachers are trained and aware of how to spot ADHD and ADD in their female students. A teacher I know did not even recognize ADD and ADHD in her own daughter until the woman self-diagnosed in her 30s. And in fact, the initial diagnosis for girls and women is either anxiety, depression, or both, and are often medicated for those conditions for years with little impact on their frustration. When I went to a therapist in my 40s, this was his comment. You have been far too successful to even consider ADD or ADHD as a possible condition for yourself. In fact, it was my ADD and ADHD, and probably more just the ADD, that contributed to both my corporate success and my unlimited number of serial entrepreneurial activities that I undertook before or during high school and college, during work, and continued after I left my corporate job of 25 years. The thing that I really need to point out is that if you are going to seek either medical or therapeutic help, that it is essential that you find somebody who can relate to your demographic. If you're an adult, it is not effective for you to talk to somebody whose practice primarily revolves around children. The issues are completely different. There still is significant prejudice in many arenas against people with ADD and ADHD. I was admonished a couple of weeks ago to not share my ADD in networking events or in any discussions with business owners. This is what happened. I was on one of these speed networking sessions, and a man in his 50s who is a financial planner admonished me by saying, "Nobody will hire you if they know you have ADD." Well, if you want to grow your business with unique solutions, I am the person you want on your team. An expert in essential oils dismissed the marketing opportunity for her products for female clients. She stated ADD or ADHD is not an issue for women. I have to say, I have been using a combination of essential oils to increase my focus while I'm working. It has been extremely effective. My mission in all of the work I am doing now is to accelerate the awareness of both the symptoms and the superpowers of ADD and ADHD. There is progress. In the past decade, more adults than kids or teens have been diagnosed with ADD and ADHD. So that's a good sign. As always, I seek your comments, feedback, and ask you to share this information with anyone who might benefit from it. And I also ask that you subscribe to this channel. Again, I thank you for your time, and I will see you tomorrow.